Hey guys, so as you might have seen in my previous video, I explained that I stopped playing Magic the Gathering and actually started playing Star Wars Unlimited and other tabletop games. So my first deck that I pulled, I actually pulled a Boba Fett and a Hoth Eco base, and then I decided to pull the deck around Boba Fett. Um, Someone at a local game store actually gave me a hyperspace Boba Fett print, as you can see. So Boba Fett is a cunning and what I think evil leader. He has the ability that you can exhaust him to. So it reads when an enemy unit leaves play, you may exhaust this leader if you do ready a resource. So you basically untap one of your resources to be able to use it again. And then for its epic action, if you control 5 or more resources, you deploy this leader. Then he has a 4/7 leader unit that reads: when this unit completes an attack, if an enemy left play this phase, ready up to 2 resources. So it's a lot about untapping and untapping resources to play out the spells, obviously. And then hot base is just green to give him the green color. So in the deck we have, I'm going to do it like this. I have not yet figured out a structure to these videos, but I'll leave a link to the deck list so if you want to check afterwards. I have 3 copies of Mining Guild TIE Fighter. It's basically a 1-drop, 1/2 space unit, but on attack you can pay 2 resources to draw a card, which is useful in the later game. We have, I'll just show it to you. There it is. You have 2 copies of Gamorrean cards. Just use him as a big body with Sentinel to basically stop the enemy from attacking other units or your base. Then we have 3 copies of Viper Prodroid, which lets you look at the opponent's hand, but it's also a 3/2 ground unit, so it's quite strong. We have 3 copies of Jawa Scavenger. It's going to do this. 3 copies of Jawa Scavenger. There's a 2/1 with Saboteur. So when he attacks, he ignores Sentinel and defeat the defender's shields. Quite useful if you want to attack past Sentinel. Then we have 3 copies of Recruit, which lets you search the top 5 cards of your deck for a unit, reveal it, and then draw it. So it helps to fill your hand to look for the top 5. We have 3 copies of Resupply, which is a 3-mana event that lets you put it into play as a resource. We have 3 copies of Homestead Militia. It's a 3/4 unit, ground unit for 3 resources that has Sentinel if you control 6 or more resources, which will happen quite quickly. We have, I think, 1 Crafty Smuggler, just a 2/2 with Shielded for 2 mana, quite useful. We have 3 copies of Seasoned Shore Trooper, which has +2/+0 if you control 6 or more resources. Then we have 2 copies of Gladiator Star Destroyer. I'll just show it to you quickly. 2 copies of this guy. When he enters play, you give a unit Sentinel for this phase, which is quite useful. We have 3 copies of Super Laser Technician. If he dies, you can add him as a resource. We have 3 copies of Alterum Red Hunter, which is a space unit that has raid. Whenever you attack, while you're attacking, it's +1/+0. And then on attack, if you control a leader unit, you may exhaust a non-leader unit. Quite useful. We have 3 copies of 7th Fleet Defender, which is a 3-resource 3/2 with Shielded. So Shielded is when this unit gives it, okay, so when it enters play, it gets a shield unit, but if you deal damage to it, the shield goes away, and then you're able to deal damage to its health. To be able to kill it, you need to get rid of shields first, unless you have Saboteur. We also have 3 copies of Cell Block Guard, which is just a 3/3 for 3 resources that has Sentinel. And the deck used to run a lot of other commons, like Restock. What's that other card's name? It's basically a space unit that when it enters, you draw a card for 2 mana, but I removed it because it was for that action and 2 mana, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. So after pulling a few cards from boosters and play boosters, I decided to change up the deck a little. We have smuggling compartment attached to a vehicle unit. Attached unit gains on attack ready resource, which is quite useful. Just untapping resources as you go. We have Admiral Pite. Each friendly non-leader unit that costs 6 or less gains ambush. Basically, after you play that unit, it may ready and attack an enemy unit. So ambush is like Magic's haste basically, but it's ambush. You need to learn the keywords. We have Cantina Bouncer. Basically, bounces a non-linear unit to its owner's hand. We have Frontline Shuttle, which is a 2 resource 1/3 vehicle that has action, defeat this unit, attack with the unit, even if it's exhausted, it can't attack baser or for this attack. It's quite useful if it dies, it can attack with any unit, quite helpful. We have Blizzard Assault 8080, quite a beefy, strong vehicle. But it says when this unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may deal the excess damage from this attack to an enemy ground unit. Just to like splash some damage across the board. I actually picked up a Greedo, a foil promo Greedo. So 1 mana 3/1 unit on the ground, which says when defeated, you may discard a card from your deck. If it's not a unit, deal 2 damage to a ground unit. Quite nice to use. I picked up a foil Bosk out of a booster pack. It's a 4/5 unit that's 5 resources that reads ambush, and when you play an event, you may deal 2 damage to a unit. And I have a few events, so it'll definitely come in clutch. I have a General Veers, which is a 3 resource, a 3/3 Imperial unit that has other friendly Imperial units get +1/+1. And the deck does run a lot of Imperial units, so you'll always benefit from that buff. I have a General Tag, which is a 2 resource 2/2 Imperial unit that says when played, give an experience token to each up to 3 troopers. Coincidentally, the deck is full of troopers and Imperial and troopers. Even like the Pro Droid, some of the basic units is all Imperial. I mean troopers. Then we have a Corellian Freighter before it becomes Millennium Falcon. No, wait. I think a Corellian Freighter is something else. But it's a 5 resource 4/4 that has Sentinel to stop damage to your base and other units. Comes in quite clutch actually. I have a copy of No Good Dead to Me. It's a 2 mana event. There we go. 2 mana event that reads exhaust a unit. That unit can't ready this in this round. And then last but not least, we have a prepare for takeoff. Something also that I pulled out of a booster pack. Search the top 8 cards of your deck for up to 2 Vega units, reveal them and draw them. Put the other cards at the bottom of your deck in a random order. So the deck likes to ramp up, use Boba Fett's ability to ready resources to just play out a lot of low cost creatures, and then win with the beefy boys that gets played. And yeah, the deck doesn't. I think the concrete deck plan is basically to ramp up and then play a lot of units. And Boba Fett definitely helps with that. But it does play well. It does play quite well. It's fun to use Boba Fett as a leader because when leaders enter the battlefield, they're already ready to use. So you can just attack immediately and yeah, ramp up. And that's every attack. So whenever he attacks and successfully attacks even a base, you do untap 2 resources. But I wanted to make this video and just showcase this deck. It's quite budget. There's not if you cut out the single cards that I added to the deck, it's quite budget. It's mostly commons, besides the single copies of some cards. Also, Carillion Freighter is also a common. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to start brewing another deck. I want to. So I actually pulled Han Solo and Home One. What else did I pull? I pulled quite a few other cards. So I want to experiment with other colors and cards that I also collected. I mean, I pulled out of a booster pack, and I want to cover these videos, cover these decks in videos. But I'll leave a link to this one in the description and include. I don't know. It's probably you need to add it on Star Wars Unlimited Database, SWUB. That's the only website I can think of that you can add deck lists to at the moment. You also import or export into images, but um, it's gonna get a link to the deck and then you can have a look. But so um, with the tabletop games, I thought of doing like battle reports. I know that's quite popular amongst the Reddit groups, just to like play a tabletop game and then afterwards tell a story about what happened on the battlefield. Once I'm done assembling Legion, where is it? Legion and Shatterpoint, I will get into that type of content format and yeah, just like enjoy because Magic grew not I wouldn't say stale. It's just there's a lot going on and a lot of factors that came in play with me stopping the game. I'll play Commander on Fridays because I do have two decks still, but otherwise that I'm done. Um, yeah, but thanks so much for watching and stay tuned for more videos. I want to brew either Chewbacca or Leia Organa as a leader with blue and use the cards that I have and see what I can build with it. But anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.